welcome everyone back to part 2 of another exciting episode of Two Bar Connection of your host Jesse and
James. Hello again, everyone.
yes, hello again. So we're back here, going to be talking about the Sony State of Play and going to be covering our thoughts onto it. So there's a lot of really exciting announcements because definitely some surprising ones too. Like some games are back from the dead apparently from Capcom. We also have one bombshell of an announcement that was revealed towards the very end, and it has the fighting game community in a fucking frenzy. They are feral to say the least. So we're not gonna do our usual like, oh, what was your week? Because obviously you want to hear that about how things are going on in our personal lives and our gaming. You can go to part 1. For this, we're just gonna dive straight in to this state of play. So any initial thoughts on it, like just like general thoughts?
Well, I mean, I didn't really see much I was interested in, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, on first playthrough, I mean, maybe once I see it again, it'll be different. Or maybe you'll tell me, oh, this was like a long-lost franchise that they're bringing back. But, yeah, I really didn't see much. I mean, we'll go through it, and I'll tell you which ones are like, oh, this one was interesting, but...
Well, you told me beforehand it was just 2, pretty much, right?
4.
4?
5?
Okay, 5. Damn. Okay, wait, what? You said 2 earlier. How'd that grow to 5?
Yeah, well, because but then I went through the thumbnails and I was like, oh wait, I forgot about that one. And then I got it.
Okay.
And then I was like, you know what? Let me write it down. So I wrote them down.
Yeah. I always write down notes on them.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just gonna go over it. I mean, it was about 40 minutes long, so this shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Because every time we do one of these, man, it always doubles the time of our episodes.
Yes.
Which is why we decided to do part 1, part 2, because I didn't want episodes, to be 2.5 hours long, and it's just, half of it is just us talking about the state of play stuff. So if you want to just know about the state of play, or you just want to know about directs or any of that kind of stuff, you just look for the part 2 for those of you who are listening. All right, so let's get into it. So the very first game that they showed off was, so this was an interesting one because it was very trippy. Like, it was a heck of a way to start off. Like, this is Luminous Arise, which is pretty much Tetris but with vibes. This is actually a new entry in the series. It was originally on the PSP, and actually, no, I'm not gonna play the music. I'm not gonna play Fire with the copyright claims. So
yes,
especially since it's got music in it. But yeah, essentially, like as you can see, like it's got super trippy ass visuals, and it's got really really cool music to it, and it's pretty much like a lot like Tetris. Obviously, like some twists there. Like sometimes you have to match the pictures, or sometimes you have to match the arrows to it. But this time, like they're going all out with the visuals. Like holy shit! Like I remember playing this on the PSP, and I don't remember. Oh my god, I didn't have it on. I didn't have it on it the entire time.
Well, this is already off to an excellent start.
Sorry,
Anyway,
let's show that again when we talk about it.
At 2x speeds. Jesus.
Yeah, so have you ever played Luminous? I know you had a PSP. Did you ever play Luminous?
No, dude. I only used the PSP to play Battlefront 2.
And Daxter?
And Daxter, yes.
I remember you having Daxter.
I don't think I had anything else.
Okay. Yeah, I remember playing this because my brother had it. My brother had Luminous 2, I think. And they were really cool games because, they're pretty much like vibes. Like I said, it's Tetris with vibes, except this one is way trippier than the other ones because they were never really this trippy, but they always had like some like lo-fi, like chill ass music.
Yeah.
They threw some Tetris puzzle. Except now they're like visuals. There's jellyfish and stuff.
And Snowman.
And a snowman. And an astronaut. And a cube. And science. And bubbles. So yeah, this definitely seems like a pretty cool game to check out. I most certainly would want to check this out. And of course, you have like the developers here. Some of them have the developers being like talking about their games and stuff. This guy I think was the main developer. I forget his name. Mizuguchi, I think his name is. Yes, Mizuguchi. Tetsuya Mizuguchi. And Takahashi Ishiatara. These guys, I believe they also worked on the game Rez, which was a game that came out during the Dreamcast era, and it was kind of like a rail shooter, but just like Luminous, it was like vibes. Like it had like vibes music to it while you're like doing shoot 'em up stuff or doing on rails shooting. So then after that, we have Pragmata, the long dormant Capcom action game that was announced God knows how long ago, that has been delayed to hell and back, but apparently it's a real boy, and it is getting an official release window this time. Kind of funny because like with this one, well, they're just showing like some stuff here. Wow, let's get to some good stuff. There you go. Hold on. Yeah, so you get the cutscene. Of course, they're introducing the protagonists again, little girl robot, and of course, the spaceman that's here. And they're actually showing off some actual gameplay this time. All right, so it seems like it's going to be an action game, just like like how you'd expect from Capcom, being the kings of action games. Was this one of the 5 games you were particularly interested in?
Indeed, actually. How did you know?
I mean, it's a Capcom game. You know, you and I are both Capcom fans, so it was a pretty safe bet. So this one seems like a pretty cool game. And it's funny that they kind of acknowledge that the game has been in development hell for a long time. Because in the last trailer they did before this one, they had the little girl robot, like drawing on some stuff. Oh yeah, so she was drawing on some stuff in the previous trailer, right? And you remember how like she scratched it out, and it was like 2022, and then she just holds up the sign. She's like, "We don't know."
Yes. And now it says like it says the actual date, and it's like, oh no, it's real.
It's real this time, right? It's like, it's okay, guys. It's a real game. It's not vaporware. We swear to God. This seems like it's really cool, right? Like I said, it's an action game, sci-fi action game. You're shooting like some robots. We also have like a cute little girl robot on top of you that you must protect, but it'll also fight with you. Apparently, she can do like some hacking. Apparently, but we don't know much beyond that. So we'll have to see how this will pan out.
And I don't know if my ears are deceiving me, but she sounds a lot like Altina's voice actress.
Oh, really? I'll have to listen again.
You have to listen again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play the audio now. But
No, don't play the music. But I'm just saying, because I don't know, when she said, she said something, and I was like, that's Altina.
Well, I mean, she's I forget her name. It's like Xanthi Hune, I think is her name. It's a Vietnamese. Mm-hmm. It's a Vietnamese name, so it's kind of hard to pronounce. But I think her name is Xanthi Hune or Huen, something like that. I know Xanthi's her first name. But okay, no, I'll take your word on it. I'll trust your ears on it because it's not unlike her to play cute little girls. She always tends to play cutesy little girls because she has a cute voice.
Indeed.
So really cool to see that this one's a real boy.
Yeah. Now this isn't based on a previous IP. This is a brand new IP.
Yeah, that's something worth pointing out. So I'm glad you said that. Yeah, this is a brand new IP, which is great that Capcom is bringing out new IPs. I always love them bringing new games. New entries to old franchises. Right, we got Onimusha coming out next year, and then of course Monster Hunter got another entry, and it's great. And there should be a Resident Evil coming out soon. It's kind of weird how they haven't really announced a new Resident Evil game.
They're teasing the hell out of that new Resident Evil,
and I've heard like so many different things about it. Like at first it was like open world, but then they changed it to like it's not open world. To like it was supposed to have Leon and Jill as the protagonist, but then they slipped it down to just Leon. It was supposed to have like a heavy event co-op with Leon and Jill, but they changed it to like just Leon. So I mean, God only knows what's happening with that game.
Yeah, I do, but I hope they. I don't know. Open world Resident Evil just doesn't sound right. I mean, well, they kind of had an RE4, but that was very small, like small scale.
RE4 wasn't open world. No, it was a pretty linear game.
Well, no, but it had areas that were pretty open, and you can like engage in side content before moving on with the main story.
You mean Village?
Like
that sounds like Village.
No, RE4.
Yeah, because like the quests and stuff. Yeah, I still wouldn't really count that. It was a chapter-based game. You weren't really you're pretty much like stuck in that area.
Yeah, but it was definitely way more open than the original RE4.
Oh no, that for sure. Yeah, definitely way more open.
Like if that's what they meant by open world, then I wouldn't mind that. But in any case,
so moving on to the next game. This one's a very weird one. It's kind of funny because watching this, I do like after like just watching it for a few minutes, I'm like, this is a Suda 51 game because this is fucking weird. Right? and if there's one thing that Suda 51 is, he is weird. He loves making weird and funny shit. So You got, this dude eating with his family. He goes out the door, and then also he just gets his face eaten. He's like, "Oh, uncle, I'm dying." He's like, "Listen, David, you're gonna die in like 30 seconds. But here, if I'm gonna stick the stick in your eye, you're gonna come back to life."
Yeah,
and then of course you get a bunch of crazy ass visuals.
Like, yeah, dude, crazy ass. Yeah, like the animation quality just goes up tenfold, and then you have like these little
swing through the blood vessels and stuff. There's nano machines inside you. Yeah, this was definitely a Suda 51 game, and then we see actual gameplay here.
And then now there's this.
Yeah, so apparently the story of this game is like you're like an FBI investigator who like goes through space to fight criminals. But man, this is definitely an interesting way to fight criminals. And what this game is called is Romeo is a Dead Man, which makes sense considering that he ostensibly dies, like probably in the beginning of the game, like probably the intro they showed to the game.
Yeah.
And of course, in classic Suda 51 fashion, the game is weird as fuck and really violent. Those are two things that he loves doing in his games, making them very violent. Yep, ultra violent science fiction and being weird. So, any thoughts on this?
I mean, it's weird, but I don't know what to think of it. It's the guy dies, gets his shit shoved in his face, then he becomes and then that's what threw me off. Go back, the FBI spaceship going through space in the credits, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's an FBI agent.
Yeah, but like, dude, I didn't know that.
And
like,
then he can ride a motorcycle through space.
I was Tron cycle through space. I was thrown off by the trailer, and it looks interesting, but I wouldn't say like I didn't write it down on my list. I want to know more about it before
I mean, you just like if you play other Suda 51 games, you'll probably get a feel for what it's like. This one kind of looks like it's trying to be like No More Heroes in space.
Almost. What would you consider?
Huh?
What would you consider a Suda 51 game?
I mean, any game that's made by him. Oh yeah, there's a talking jacket. It's apparently.
Yeah. No, but like, give me names of games that are made by him.
Oh, Shadows of the Damned, which I talked about.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Is that the?
That's the one that I said it's RE4, but with dick jokes.
Yes, and the gun talks to you.
And the gun talks, and his name is Johnson.
Yes, I remember.
And then when you, when he transforms into one of his forms, it's like a giant gun, and he says it's called the Big Boner, and you hold it suggestively in your crouch.
Yes, I do remember that game.
And I think you saw some gameplay too of it.
Yeah, I did. I think I saw like you streamed it for me.
Yeah, so definitely a very weird game. So like, yeah, that's kind of like what you expect from him. Also like, Killer 7 is another one. There's No More Heroes 1, 2, and 3, which is also a really weird game. It's about like a hitman who's like a freelance hitman who's like trying to climb up the hitman leaderboard, and he buys a beam saber off the internet, and that's his primary weapon. But it's a cheap ass beam sword, so he has to like charge the blade with the battery of it. So the only way he can do it is by wiggling it around. And it was on Wii, so you had to like wiggle the stick to like reload the sword pretty much. Because it was a cheap ass sword he bought online. So yeah, like I said, those are the kinds of vibes you can expect from it. So you'd say like this is something that you'll need to like learn more about.
Yeah, I'll have to learn more about.
Well, this is definitely on my list of like things I'm interested in. This and Pragmata as well, of course. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm just glad Pragmata exists.
Yes.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you kind of implied it when you said like, oh, we're both fans of Capcom, and because we did glaze that trailer. We're like, oh my god, it looks great. And so you did imply that it was on your list.
This dude's arm is getting eaten by some zombie thing, some naked zombie, fat zombie.
No, but he's just kind of chilling there too. He's just like, oh yeah, let you guys do your thing.
Yeah, the zombie's just munching away. All right, so yeah, this was on my list. Pragmata was on my list, and Luminous would probably be on my list. All right, so this next one, this one I know for sure is probably up your alley. I know you'd like this series.
Absolutely.
So the next one is a spooky one, and that is Silent Hill F,
also known as Silent Hill in Japan.
It's a Silent Hill in Japan, yeah, which is interesting because Silent Hill always traditionally took place in America because the town was called Silent Hill, but apparently Silent Hill has come to 1960s Japan, and this game looks beautiful, by the way. Like just the fidelity alone, like it's It really is
Yep.
this really beautiful game.
No, it is a beautiful
And
game.
it's got
I think
it's got that spook. They nailed the atmosphere, dude. Look at this, dude. Look at this fog and this lighting. It perfectly captures like how a modern Silent Hill game should look. But it's interesting that you know, like I said, it takes place in Japan, and it seems to be like a period piece because it takes place like in the 60s, from what I remember. What are your thoughts? Because you know a lot more about Silent Hill. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, so from what I've gathered, actually, it looks identical to the way that Silent Hill 2, the remake, plays. Which, if you ask me, I mean, I haven't played it, but I did see playthroughs of it, and the game is gorgeous. The remake did an excellent job of bringing in that third person revamp to the franchise, and I think they're bringing it here with what I'm assuming is they're using Japanese horror icons or horror folklore, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be Silent Hill as Silent Hill enemies, but it's definitely going to be inspired by Japanese folklore.
Which, if you ask me, is absolutely terrifying. I think the Japanese are masters of like psychological horror. So, using the Japanese legends and having them have some of the creepiest demons or monsters.
Yeah, speaking of creepy.
Look at that shit, dude. That's terrifying.
And it moves all twitchy and shit, and oh shit, it just comes out the corner. Yeah, this game's definitely gonna be pretty terrifying. Even though like a lot of it looks like it takes place during the daytime, like that looks kind of daytime-ish. Yeah, it still looks like it's gonna be pretty fucking creepy. Yeah, dude, Japanese horror is no fucking joke, dude. They got some of the scariest fucking folklore I've ever heard.
No, dude, they really do, man.
Like everything kills you.
No, dude, not just everything kills you, but like I said, dude, the Japanese horror, it messes with your mind. Like it truly is a blend of, demons or monsters in the night plus your mind also wanting to kill you or playing tricks on you. I can't explain it.
Well, do you know about the slight tangent, I guess, but have you ever heard about, I forgot what the yokai was called, but there's one that like kills you on the toilet. Like it's a toilet demon. It's really cool. It's really a toilet demon. So the thing is, so you go to, there's a haunted stall, and if you go to the haunted stall, the demon will ask you like, oh, would you like some toilet paper? Right? And if you say yes, it's going to offer you, it's like, okay, well, would you like red toilet paper or like the blue toilet paper? If you say blue, the demon will choke you to death until you turn blue. That's why it's blue. So, and if it's red, he'll pretty much flay you alive.
There's some what the fuck Matrix ass demon.
So, now the trick to beat the demon is you have to either reject him and politely, or you have to say no, I brought my own. And that's the only way to avoid being killed by him.
Even if you didn't bring your own toilet paper, like can you lie to the demon?
I don't know. I don't think you can.
Oh well, then just say no.
Yeah, just.
But in any case, this game is on my list, and it looks good. It looks terrifying.
As a Silent Hill game should be.
Yes.
And of course, you're gonna have to torture protagonists, right? This girl seems to be losing her fucking mind.
Which is par for the course.
Yes, par for the course. It would be a Silent Hill game about them losing their mind over some kind of guilt or something they did in the past.
Yeah.
Or some kind of anxiety that they have. Okay.
What about you? Is this on your list as well?
Oh, yes. No, very much so. Oh yeah,
Okay.
very, 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 very much so.
I figured,
the idea of this, just the setting alone and like how different it is from like traditional Silent Hill is definitely what got me interested in it. Also, like the visuals, like the initial trailer was like really interesting because it was like some lady of like flowers covered in, like these red flowers, and she looked super creepy. I was like, ooh, that was kind of cool. Okay, I want to play that. And apparently, it's being written by this horror manga artist who's like very famous in Japan. And, like apparently writes like really good stories. So the story will probably be pretty good too.
Good.
And his story usually involved teenage girls. So hey, this is like par for the course for him.
Concerning, but okay.
Yeah, so definitely. And this comes out September 25th. So very soon.
Yay.
Just in time
for Halloween.
Just in time for Halloween. Yeah, perfect Halloween game. Man, Silent Hill's Konami's been kind of cooking lately, huh? Like it's kind of weird to say.
Yeah.
like they're bringing back Metal Gear, which shows up in this state of play, but we've already known about it for a while. They released that card game, Deliver at All Costs,
which I will get to when I'm done with Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah, then now they're bringing back Silent Hill as well. So it's weird. Like Konami actually wants to make video games again. Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there must have been a change in leadership because they're doing a complete 180. I'm happy for it, by the way. Like I said, we want games to succeed,
Yeah,
and we
now
want game developers to succeed. So please succeed.
because then we get cool shit, and hopefully one day Konami will make another Castlevania. But speaking of Castlevania,
Yeah, this one's up your alley.
this one yes. So this is Bloodstained Scarlet Engagement, which is a sequel to the original Bloodstained, which is essentially a spiritual successor to Metroidvania Castlevania games made by Iga himself, who was the director of Symphony of the Night, which was the famous Castlevania game that pretty much started the Metroidvania genre, alongside Metroid, of course. But it was one that really introduced the Metroidvania formula to Castlevania, because before Castlevania was, of course, very linear games.
Yes.
So it looks like, man, visually, like this looks like a huge step up from Bloodstained. This is graphically, like, it looks really good. It seems to have like really dynamic camera angles, like really cool monster designs. Really, really cool looking game. And I know, like, you don't really care for these kinds of games, but
not really. Like, but I do appreciate the art, the art style of the game.
Oh yeah, the art style is pretty good. I mean, you could definitely tell, like, it's still a budget game, but like they've worked well with the budget.
Mm.
And I wonder, like, if this is gonna be, updated like Bloodstained is, because Bloodstained Ritual of the Night to this day still gets updates. Like, they add so much content to that game. They had like a speedrun mode, remix modes. They did a bunch of collaborations where you could play as like different characters throughout the game. They have New Game Plus, like Time Rush mode, like a ton of stuff to it. So like, if you're a Metroidvania fan, you'll definitely be eating good with just Bloodstained alone, and it'll be interesting to see like how they update this game when it comes out. So I'm not gonna talk too much about this one because I know like there's only so much I can say about this. They show like some gameplay, some creepy monsters, some really cool designs for it. This next one will definitely get you excited if you are over the age of 40 and you were around during the PS1 era. Because this is a remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics. And so this is remaster 4. It's going to have the enhanced version, but also have the old version of the game as well, which is the best way to do a remaster, of course. And it's going to have gameplay enhancements, new graphics, and all that jazz. And it was kind of funny watching this one, because I was at a watch party. I was watching on Maximilian Dude's stream, and he does this thing where he has gift subs, or like he'll bet on like what he wants or what he thinks will show up on a presentation. So he'll be like, okay, like if this shows up, it'll be, I'll give you guys 50 gift subs. If this shows up, I'll give you guys 25 gifts. It's generally something that, it's that he really wishes will come out. Now, Final Fantasy Tactics is actually one of his favorite games of all time. It's like his second favorite Final Fantasy game behind Final Fantasy VII.
Interesting.
And it feels like every single state of play, he's always asking for it. So it always shows up like on the wish list. And today, he had it for 300 gift subs.
Oh shit!
So when this popped up, he was like, "Oh shit, is it happening? Oh my god, it's happening! Yeah!" So he lost his shit. Like, and he's a big fighting game player, and he's a big Marvel vs. Capcom player too. So you can only imagine how much he lost his fucking mind when we get to the end of the.
He probably thought this state of play was a slam dunk. Then.
Oh, this is the best state of play ever, pretty much. Yeah, so Final Fantasy Tactics is going to be making a return. It's going to be on PS5, PS4, but it will be on other platforms as well. It'll be coming out September 30th, and it's going to come out, with remastered graphics and new gameplay additions, all that shit. So this is also another one on my list because I love Final Fantasy, so I'm always down to also play classic games as well.
Of course.
So any thoughts on that?
Well, again, I never played Final Fantasy Tactics, so I can't really tell you too much about it. Sorry. Okay. But it looks kind of like it's turn-based, but it's like, I don't know like how to describe it. It's like
it's a tactical RPG, is what you'd call it.
Yeah, like XCOM,
like Fire Emblem. Yeah, like XCOM or Fire Emblem.
Okay, all right. Well, again, I've never played any of those games, so.
Do you remember QWOP from elementary school days of playing QWOP, or you control? You never played QWOP?
What's QWOP?
Oh, never mind. I'll I'll have to show you later. But essentially,
Whoops.
this is Baby Steps, which is 3D co-op.
I'm sorry. I feel like I've disappointed you, but we can move on.
Yeah, so
this one looks interesting.
Yeah, so this is pretty much 3D co-op. Because every button controls like an individual joint, and you have to find out. This guy's got some ass sweat on him. Holy shit! Okay.
Yes, he's got some ass.
Yeah,
sweat.
so this is the game Baby Steps, which is pretty much 3D co-op, and it's supposed to be like a comedic take on 3D co-op. And I feel like I've seen this a while. I've seen so many trailers for this.
This is made by the same guy that did Getting Over It. You know that game? Yeah.
Which is kind of like co-op adjacent, where it's like physics-based troll game. Where like everything is dictated by the physics, and the physics are just there to troll you the entire time.
Yeah, no.
As you can see here, this guy's just falling over everything. This is probably be on my list. Definitely, this is like a streamer game, dude. I can imagine streamers losing their minds over this.
Especially Markiplier will be making a return because he made.
Yeah, this is pure Markiplier bait.
Yes,
I can already see the thumbnail right now, and
oh yeah,
in the title. So now this next one is. This one's a really interesting one because it's just the visuals alone. This is Hirogami, which is I thought this was I thought this was a Konami game. I was going to say, oh, Konami's back again. But no, it's a Bandai Namco game. Being developed by Bandai Namco Singapore. And this looks like it's like Origami Legend of Zelda almost. Where you apparently play as like an origami warrior who has to like save your land, but you can also use your origami powers to change into like a bunch of different forms. So like you see things like a gorilla,
to different animals and stuff. Yeah.
And yeah, like the stop motion visuals alone like really caught my eye on this. Any thoughts on this? I know it's kind of a smaller game.
Yeah, I mean it looks pretty cool. I didn't write it down though because I feel like it really didn't show much, but I do like the origami art style and the stop motion as you said. But I would need more before I write it down on my list.
Okay. Well, it's going to be out September 3rd, so it's coming out pretty soon. So I don't know, maybe one day you'll see me play it and you'll be like, "Oh, this is kind of cool. I'll pick it up."
Yeah, or just get off of you.
Okay, now this one's
all you do.
This one's looks fucking dope, right? So this is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which is a new 2D entry in the Ninja Gaiden series, which hasn't seen a 2D entry in like 30 years. And this is being developed by the Blasphemous developers. I almost forgot. Yeah, Game Kitchen is what they're called.
Game Kitchen, okay.
Yeah, they're called Game Kitchen. They developed Blasphemous 1 and 2, which are pretty good, like Metroidvania, I guess Souls-like games. Or I don't know if they're Souls-like, but they are Metroidvania games. And yeah, as you can see, a lot of high-end action. So the cool thing about this game is that you actually play as two protagonists. Before they revealed just Kenji, but you actually play as this girl here named Kumori. And she's actually part of the Black Spider clan, which is like the rival clan to the Hayabusa clan. And like somewhere along the line of the story, like her soul gets like trapped inside your body, but like you can switch between the two of them during like certain sections of the game.
Oh, that's cool.
And like her play style is like a little bit different. Like she fights like more like kunais in that range. She's more mobile. Like Kenji's more about like getting in and like doing melees and stuff. So this seems really cool. Beautiful artwork, by the way.
Yes,
which is to be expected from Game Kitchen because they made the Blasphemous games. The Blasphemous games were pixel art, and they had beautiful pixel art as well. I know you said like all you, but like any thoughts? I don't know if I'd just be yapping, dude. Because I know.
Well, I mean, I told you like a lot of these games they look good, but I honestly wouldn't. I don't really would see myself playing this unless I had nothing else to play. Like this would be something that I would watch you play. So really, but I mean, like I said, kind of like the Bloodstained game, the art style on this is fantastic.
Okay, all right, we'll see. Yeah, so this comes out July 31st, so pretty soon. Just a little over a month away. Definitely can't wait. This is definitely a highly anticipated game for me. All right. So it's funny how they put chapters here, but they kind of fucked it up here because it's all Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm like, damn, I don't remember Final Fantasy Tactics being this long. But no, they just fucked up the
yeah, they fucked up the chapters.
All right, so this next one is Cairn, which is a narrative-driven mountain climbing game, which is visually beautiful, but I don't know how much I'd want to play a mountain climbing game.
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah.
Very pretty,
No,
though.
you're right.
Like, it's got really pretty natural environments.
Yeah, it's even got like a rest mechanic in a tent where you can pick different, I guess, supplies, I don't know, to plan your next day, which honestly, it could be interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I think that's like the cool one interesting thing that you have to. There's like a management system.
Yeah, and then and what I expect also is the choices you make in preparations will affect your climb.
November 5th, 2025, and there's gonna be a demo later for this.
Ooh, is it only on PS5?
I do not know. You'll have to check later. A lot of times, like they'll say PS5, but that's because Sony doesn't want to acknowledge other platforms. Naturally, they're just going to be like, "Oh,
Of
it's on
course,
PS5,
yeah.
right?" But like the
Naturally.
Final Fantasy, that's on all platforms. Now this one,
Yes.
okay, this one's also very interesting because
Yes.
this is a remaster of a very beloved '90s fighting game series, and that would be Mortal Kombat. So
The originals.
the original Mortal Kombat. Yeah, this is going to be done by Digital Eclipse, who are known for making really good remasters of particularly old games. They worked on like Darkstalkers and stuff like that to work. Yeah, so as you can see here, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and then Mortal Kombat 4, which is like the old
Mortal Kombat 4.
the 3D one.
Yep.
It was 2D, but it was like 3D. It was like 3D models. It was the first like time like Mortal Kombat ever went 3D. So these are all getting remastered. These are all getting rollback netcode as well, which that pretty much means like the games will play well online. That's pretty much what they mean by rollback netcode. I'm not gonna go into specific.
It's gonna work. The multiplayer is gonna work.
Yes, it will work. It will not lag like crazy. It will run very well, and you'll be able to enjoy the game. It's all its gory goodness of all these fatalities. Damn, 100 million games? Jesus Christ! I didn't know Mortal Kombat series sold that well.
I think it's 100 million copies.
Yeah, 100 million. Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, they have all the editions too. Okay, I missed that part. Oh shit,
Dude, that's massive.
damn, that's they went all out. And if they have
I think
all versions, what were you gonna say?
No, I think they also, from what I saw, I think they have like they included some behind the scenes on like how they made the game and shit, which that's cool.
Yeah, it's always cool to see like how they make games, especially like back then, because like they used they used like motion capture, but it's like 90s motion capture. So like what they did was like they pretty much took a picture, right? And then they kind of like they took like a series of pictures and they kind of interpolated it in between.
Yeah,
they added frames like manually.
Yeah, but I think they actually like did they? Because I think they just used their actual pictures because those were like actual people that were fighting.
You're pretty much seeing like their model, the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but obviously, like you can't put a real person in the game. You just have to take a picture of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only one way to find out. We got to watch the behind the scenes. That's what we can do.
Yeah, so I paused this one here because I remember playing this. I think this is Mortal Kombat 2 on the Game Boy. This is what I played Mortal Kombat on. This was the first Mortal Kombat I played.
Damn, on the Game Boy?
Yeah.
Jesus.
My brother had it. He had that. He had Pokemon. He had Tetris. He had Metroid. And I remember playing this game. And I remember now in hindsight, the AI just blatantly fucking cheats. It just straight up reads your inputs. I will play Scorpion and I will do his get over here because I learned how to do it. So I would just spam it and it would do a frame perfect duck every fucking time. And if I did it at point blank range, it would duck and then immediately punish me with the uppercut. Or if I tried to uppercut it, it would do a frame perfect duck and then uppercut me back.
The AI always cheats on these fighting games, bar none.
Oh,
doesn't matter what,
especially like in old fighting games.
Mortal Kombat.
Especially in old fighting games.
Yeah,
now like fighting games are for pussies. Fighting AI puts for pussies now. they don't cheat at all, which I kind of miss them bullshitting because it felt good when you fucked them up or when you out cheese them.
Yeah,
the legendary Ed Boon and John Tobias on some of the original developers in Mortal Kombat. Ed Boon's still there. He still runs NRS, but I don't think John Tobias is with anymore. He's been with him a while.
Yeah.
All right, so
that's so cool.
What's the next
one? And also they unveiled a special like arcade style controller for the PlayStation.
Yeah, which is very weird, but it makes sense when you get to the end of this. There's a whole lot of sense once you get to the end of this state of play. So great for fighting game fans. I mean, personally, I prefer just to play a controller because like playing on stick is so hard.
Kombat? Huh? For Mortal Kombat? Oh yeah, no, like, they made the controller. It's like, oh, is it for the Mortal Kombat? It's like, yeah, sure,
maybe.
Sure, that too.
And then, of course, Konami back with more games, right? Having the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, which is largely regarded as the best.
We have an interest.
Yeah, I do definitely have an interest in this. I remember watching my brother-in-law Winston play this, and I thought like the story was like really cool. This game, like the story and presentation of this was super cool. Like it was like almost like an 80s action movie kind of. It had like all that appeal of like a corny ass '80s action movie. Like it had like some good like heartfelt moments in it, like some real good writing in it as well. Even though it was pretty goofy. But then I go to play it and it's like, man, these controls fucking trash. These controls suck, man. Wait, how do I shoot? I have to like hold the square button halfway to aim and then press it all the way down. What the hell is this? So this is gonna be Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake brought to the modern age with modern controls, hopefully. So I don't have to play with these balls-tastic controls where I have to hold square awkwardly.
Controlling bees.
Yeah, so you said you're interested in this?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, really?
So
I'm
I've never
surprised.
played. Well, I mean, I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game, but I've heard they're really good games. So I figured this remake would be the perfect opportunity to jump into the franchise.
Actually, it is perfect. 'Cause chronologically, this is the first one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That I did not know
Yeah,
that.
this is the first Snake, because the Snake that we know from the classic Metal Gear 1 and the one in Smash, he's a clone of this Snake, this one. I mean, I'm not gonna go into like specifically why, but pretty much they were like, oh, this guy was such a badass soldier, we need to clone him so we can continue his legacy, pretty much. But this
Interesting.
is the story of like the first Snake, pretty much, and it's like
Wow.
his origin story about how he became, Snake, or Big Boss as he gets known later on.
Oh, okay. And well, I mean, I know that the story is notorious for being convoluted.
Oh yeah,
so I
no,
won't-
the overall Metal Gear is fucking bonkers. It's Hideo Kojima, bro, so you know that it's gonna be bonkers.
Of course.
And the game and the series has run for like decades, like even from like the '90s, like the early '90s when it was still on like MS PCs.
Wow.
Those games are still technically canon too, although not really mentioned
Shit.
much. All right, so this next one, this was definitely up by Alex. I know for a fact you're not gonna fucking play this. This is Neo 3, which is pretty much like Weeb Souls, but like way fucking harder.
Weeb souls.
Yeah, I'm going 6 place in Japan, so naturally, it's Weeb shit, right? If it's got
Naturally.
if it's Souls and it takes place in Japan or it's anime, it's Weeb shit, okay? Now, the interesting thing about this is that this is actually open world, apparently. And also it's gonna have like it's gonna be like a stance changing mechanic where like you can change into like a ninja form as well. And then of course like it is like a Souls like it's Team Ninja's take on like a Souls game, except for much more heavy action focus. And like I said, like it's Dark Souls, but like Weeb Souls, and it's like way harder. Like these games are harder than any Dark Souls game I played.
Any particular reason why it's so hard?
It's just
harder?
It's just so punishing. It's just the enemies just fuck you up. That's pretty much what it is. Like there's nothing like mechanically that's like they introduce that makes it harder, outside of just like stamina at the beginning of the game is like really punishing. And if you run out of stamina, like you're like in the exhaustion animation, if you get hit during the exhaustion animation, it does like double damage. So like you pretty much get one shotted, like if you lose all your stamina. So I guess like in that sense, yeah, mechanically that does make it much harder than Dark Souls because you don't have an exhaustion mechanic when you run out of stamina in Dark Souls.
Mhm. Okay.
Oh wow, look, they put baby steps here. This is all fucked up. Holy
Oh,
shit.
so the chapters like wow. Okay. Well,
like-
at
it's
least
like
the
way long.
list. Yeah,
Yeah, I have the list
but at
written
least
down.
the list is at least it's somewhat in order.
And this will be coming out in 2026. And there's actually a demo available right now. So I'm definitely probably going to be trying that out. I think it'll probably be only on PlayStation. I doubt it'll be on PC. Ah, okay. Well, then this next one here, this one's interesting just on a conceptual level. Like this one was like, I don't know what the hell's going on here. Like it's got some pretty colors and like some cartoony Fortnite vibes, and then you're going through, like some soldiers and stuff, and you see like after images and something like, what the fuck is this? So apparently, so this is called Tides of Tomorrow.
Tides of Tomorrow, yes.
And it's a multiplayer story-based game. And essentially how it works is that you play through the game, but like you can kind of see like what other choices other people made, and you can make different choices than them, and it'll change how the story unfolds. Like this guy jumped
Which
here,
I
right?
find-
So you follow that path, and then obviously the story will then change because of that. But you only have like little ghosts of like them after images. It kind of reminds me of Dark Souls. Like I don't know if you ever
Yes.
noticed, but you saw like the ghosts walking around, and that's supposed to represent other players.
Yeah. Those were other players and like what they were doing like right before they got killed or what they're doing in that moment. You know?
Yeah, so it's a lot like that. I imagine they looked at that like, we could make a whole game out of this.
which honestly is pretty creative. This is one of the games I'm interested in, by the way,
Oh, really? Okay.
just because of that mechanic alone, like the after images and showing how the decisions you make in your instance or your phase will affect somebody else in that same phase.
They did one thing and then they might do the opposite, or they might do the same thing.
Well, not just that, like not just to see what choices other people make, but actually have your choices affect their quest. So let's say that, like, oh, that guy like was sneaking through a vent and you decide to go like a different approach, but him going through the vent and doing something actually fucks up your your
Oh
quest
yeah,
the way you wanted to do it.
yeah, you're right. Actually, I didn't
Like,
notice that. So you see it here, where it says like face their consequences. One person pushed
yes.
this guy in the water, and he comes back pissed, like,
Yeah, like, hey, what the fuck? And you're like, hey, what the fuck did I do?
I didn't do nothing. What are you talking about? That was the other guy.
Honestly. Yeah, that was the other guy. What are you getting pissed at me for? So, just on that concept alone, I'm interested in this game.
Oh, okay, well, glad to hear that. And this will be coming out. Oh shit, jump scare. Okay. Oh no, it didn't. Actually, no release date, but you can wishlist it, so it might appear on Steam. Yeah, because this next one is called Sea of Remnants. I think is what it's called, and this one was like all over the place. Could you make anything of
Yeah.
this? 'Cause I had no clue what the hell was going on in this trailer.
If you want my honest opinion, it looks like PlayStation's take on Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, it doesn't Sea of Thieves, but it's also kind of goofy. So like, it also like kind of reminds me of Monkey Island, where it sounds like that goofy, humor to it. But then it also has like turn-based combat apparently.
Yeah.
Like there's a part of it where like you see like there's like a turn-based sequence where they find like some mermaid or something. Like she unleashes something at them, and then yeah, like what the fuck? This is a turn-based game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I think this might be Sea of Thieves with turn-based combat.
But then how is it Sea of Thieves? Isn't Sea of Thieves like a multiplayer game?
Yeah. So maybe like single-player Sea of Thieves with turn-based combat.
But then what do you do in the game? What do you even do in Sea of Thieves? Bum around?
Yeah, you just go. You get a ship. You take quests to find treasure, and then you dig up the treasure, and then you fight other people that try to get the same treasure from you.
Okay. Okay, Sea of Remnants. This is Sea of...
This
Wow, they really fucked up these chapters. What were you to say?
No, actually, I'm interested in this one.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, it definitely
Yes.
has an interesting vibe to it. It has interesting designs. Like, it has like kind of like a... Like, they almost look kind of like puppets, almost, or marionettes.
Yes, yeah, wooden marionettes.
So it definitely has a very, very interesting look to it. Interesting vibe. God only knows what the hell it is, though, because it was like 4 different things in like the 30 seconds they showed. It's like, oh, you're going to have sea sailing. We're also going to have turn-based combat. But then we're also going to have like sneaking.
And an island of treasure. Oh no, it's just kidding. It's a crab.
Which this was really cool. Like, see this part, there's like a giant like crab with on a boat, or it has a boat strapped to
dude.
it. And of course, you got the mermaid fighting in some kind of weird turn-based battle. So this would be interesting to see like what the hell this is. All right, so then this next one is Sword of the Sea, and this has actually been showing for a while. It's maybe in rounds, and this is pretty much from the studio behind Journey, Abzu, and Pathless, which are kind of like vibes, vibes like travel games where like you explore around and just find stuff like in the environment. There's like no real story. It's just more about like exploration and just going down with the vibes and immersing yourself in the environments. And it seems this time they're going for a surfing theme, because Abzu was like underwater themed. You go underwater diving. Journey had like a desert. Then Pathless had you like exploring like a grassland mountain area with like a dog, or sorry, with a hawk and like a bow and arrow and stuff. But this time they're like, oh, we're gonna have a sword and you're gonna surf on the sword.
Genius. Dude, look at that sand. You see the way it like waved?
Look at this game. It is absolutely beautiful. Like, this
It
is
is
probably
beautiful.
like the best looking game visually, I feel,
Yes,
out of the
I
entire
agree.
presentation. Like, all the colors like pop. The environments look very detailed. Like, look at this, dude. Holy shit. It's like, it looks like a painting. Like, no matter what, every shot is a painting. And of course, you have like this, it's like you're in this weird world of like flying whales and shit. Any thoughts?
No, it looks pretty. Looks very pretty.
All right, well, there's this one I know for sure you're going to be excited for. You and I are both very
you're
big
not?
fans. Oh, no, I am. I'm very interested.
Yeah.
So this next one is...
This one surprised me actually.
Oh, really? Okay, because they said they were going to show it this week. I pretty much
Oh,
figured it would show up here. But
I
this
missed
is
that memo.
James Bond 007 First Light, which is a new James Bond game being developed by IO Interactive, who are the Hitman developers, and
Mm-hmm.
are pretty much a perfect fit for a James Bond game because Hitman is pretty much like a James Bond game.
Yes.
And well, here we go. Like they've been making a new one. They've been working on it for a while. They announced it back in like 2021 or 2022. Like it's been like 3 or 4 years like they've shown anything. And apparently, this is going to be a bit of an origin story. And you're going to be playing as a young James Bond who looks suspiciously a lot like Tom Cruise. Wow, you can't tell me I didn't look like Tom Cruise. I'm like, Tom Cruise? Oh, shit.
Dude,
Damn, he's
I
going
hope-
places. He's
I hope
Ethan
it's not
Hunt. Now he's James Bond. No, it's he's being played by
it's a
a Walking
premonition.
Dead actor.
No. It's a premonition.
Of what?
I don't know. Tom Cruise is going to be the new James Bond.
I doubt that.
I don't know. I'm just fucking with you.
But yeah, so apparently it's going to be an origin about like how he gets the 007
Like his
moniker.
beginnings.
Yeah, the beginnings.
His beginnings in the agency MI6.
And well, they didn't really show like too much gameplay. It's mostly like cutscenes and stuff. There will be a gameplay reveal later. They said later on in the summer. Hopefully, it'll be showed off at the Summer Games Fest, or it'll just show off like in a showcase somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say?
No, like they showed some in that little snippet. They showed a scanning
very
feature.
small.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks kind of like Uncharted gameplay, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna be jumping and running, doing some platforming, and you're gonna be shooting some stuff. And it's gonna be very cinematic and interactive. It's gonna have like a bunch of scripted set pieces. But Uncharted games are generally pretty linear, so like we'll see like how they handle it. Like it's gonna be more open ended, like GoldenEye, where like you can kind of complete the objectives in any order you want. You have to kind of like figure it out, or is it gonna be Uncharted, where it's like very very linear? Everything is just kind of scripted.
Well, I was going to say it might be a mix of both. So I remember I was saying before, I mentioned it a while back that I wish the Assassin's Creed games would have areas where it was like Hitman, where you have like a play map and you had a target to assassinate, and you choose how to assassinate that target. Now I think they're just going to do that with James Bond. You're going to have a target, to hack a system or steal a file or kill someone. And then they're going to do it with James Bond 007. And honestly, it gets me pretty excited. And I didn't know this. Oh.
No, go.
No, I didn't know this, but apparently they're sticking with the novel representation, because in the books, James Bond actually has a scar on his right cheek, which I did not know.
Yeah, I did not know that either. I've never read the books,
Yeah.
so I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I saw it was a comment. It was in the comment section that someone said, "Oh yeah, and I like that they kept the scar on his right cheek like he does in the novels. Excellent attention to detail by IO." And I was like, "Good start so far." I'm obviously excited. This is one of the games on my list, on your list as well. We're huge fans of James Bond, so I think they're gonna have, like I said, those maps where you're gonna, you have a target, or you're going to have multiple targets or multiple objectives to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to have like these linear like car chase scenes, or those linear like run and gun action scenes. So
Yeah,
that
definitely would make sense, because it'd be weird like if you have the Hitman devs. These guys are have so much experience in sandbox game design, and they just wouldn't have any sandbox elements in their James Bond game. So this looks really cool. Looking forward to it. Comes out next year. And they will be showing gameplay of it soon. Hopefully the gameplay looks really cool. Because I would love a new James Bond game, because I remember playing James Bond games back in like the early 2000s and the 90s, right? GoldenEye, right? The classic GoldenEye. But then you also have like Nightfire, Everything or Nothing, which I remember playing the co-op campaign with you.
Yep, that's a classic, certified classic.
Agent Under Fire is also another great one.
Yes, it is.
And then like the last few, like the Daniel Craig ones, were just not good.
Well, yeah.
They were just not good. Like they were just Call of Duty pretty much, because it was being developed under
well,
Activision.
Yeah, because there was that. There was a couple. There was GoldenEye Rogue Agent, where you played a villain.
Yes, I remember that one.
And Bond gets killed off like in the prologue, and they blame it on you.
No, that's not. He doesn't.
Oh, he doesn't.
That was a VR mission.
Oh, that was the VR mission.
That was a VR mission. Yeah.
Oh, my mistake. But yeah, my bad. I didn't get past that part.
Yeah, that was the VR mission. False alarm. Yeah, that game wasn't very good either.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And then there was the GoldenEye remake, GoldenEye Reloaded, which, like you said, it was just a Call of Duty knockoff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, we're hungry for a good James Bond game. So please.
Yeah, but who's really hungry, man, is the fighting game community. Oh yeah, and they showed off some Ghost of Yotei stuff, of course, because it's Sony.
Oh,
but we already know this is coming out. This is coming out October. It'll probably be pretty cool because Ghost of Tsushima is a pretty good game.
Yeah.
And Sucker Punch is a good studio. But then who's really hungry is the fighting game community, and they have been hungry for some Marvel versus Capcom, and well, they're gonna get some. You're gonna get some Marvel, some double scoop of Marvel, but not much Capcom, as this is now gonna be a Marvel exclusive game that is being developed by Arc System Works of Guilty Gear fame and also Dragon Ball FighterZ fame. They are now working on a game called, it's a weird ass name, Marvel Token, right? Marvel Token, Tokon. I'm gonna go with Tokon. Marvel Tokon. So this is essentially a 4v4. Right? Count them, 4v4 fighting game. It takes place in the Marvel Universe. And as you can see, it's absolutely got crazy bonkers action to it because, you got 4 people on screen at once that can show up at any one time with constant switching. And the reason why this is a big deal is obviously because, it's a Marvel game. So, anytime there's going to be a Marvel game, it's usually kind of a big deal, especially as of late where Marvel games have been kind of big productions at this point. Marvel games back then, they were a lot smaller and they were kind of just thrown out there just to, sell merchandise pretty much. Unless you had a movie tie-in, Spider-Man 1 and 2, which were really good. At least the first 2 games. The first 2 games are good. And then 3 was I don't know, I never played 3. But then you had the Amazing Spider-Man games, and those fucking sucked. Those basically Amazing Spider-Man movies. And those absolutely sucked. Yeah, but as you can see, it's like Marvel but anime, right?
Yes.
And the reason why the fighting game community is losing their mind is because it's been a very long time since we have gotten a Marvel vs. Capcom game. And when the Marvel vs. Capcom collection came out, everyone was on the copium of oh man, does this mean they're going to make a Marvel 4? Oh shoot. Surely they're going to make a Marvel 4. Oh wait, Marvel 4 is going to be a 4v4 fighter, obviously. And then here comes Arc System Works, making a 4v4 fighter, which has never been done before, by the way. And they're making a Marvel game just without Capcom, obviously, because they're not Capcom. So no Capcom games in here. Capcom characters, I'm sorry. It's just pure Marvel characters. So
very. No, I was gonna say no. It's very, very interesting. Honestly, the game itself looks great, and you mentioned that these are the same people that did the Guilty Gear series, and you could see it in the animation of the game. And I know you. I knew you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying another funny thing is that I've seen multiple reactions at this point from the fighting game community, and of course everyone's losing their fucking minds. But everyone kind of had the same reaction to this part here, where they pause it and you're oh my god, they're gonna show Capcom now, and then they eventually rewind it to Japan IRL, and it's oh no, it's just developer interviews. Oh fuck you guys, okay, you painted us so hard.
That's funny.
But needless to say, everyone is still pretty excited within the fighting game community. It's just they're kind of mixed and confused because they're wait, does this mean Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is not going to come back? I thought Capcom was in good relations with Marvel at this point, because after Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which came out in 2017, right, it was the sequel to Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It wasn't very well received because the game was fucking butt ugly, and it had a really crap roster, and it had a really bad story mode. So it kind of underperformed. It still sold 1 million fucking copies. But apparently, prominent FGC members with inside information were yeah, Marvel's dead. This is not gonna come back. Capcom and Marvel hate each other. They're not gonna work together again. It's gonna take Marvel vs. Capcom collection being released in order for it to be a possibility. And then, of course, when the Marvel collection got announced, everyone was oh shit! Oh my god, Marvel's back, baby! We're gonna get a Marvel vs. Capcom 4 for sure. And then this comes up, people are it's Marvel, but not versus Capcom. Looks kind of cool, but Where's Ryu and Chun-Li? So everyone has very mixed feelings about it, but they're still like largely positive on it. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say before I continue on?
Fuck, I forgot. I lost my train of thought on it. Nah, don't worry about it. It probably wasn't that important. But I'm glad that there's another fighting game with Marvel, and I'm glad that there's some competent people behind it. Because from what I hear, Guilty Gear was an excellent fighting series or fighting game. Is it a series? Right?
It's a series, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always been kind of niche. It's funny because Arc System's work has really come up over the years. They worked on Guilty Gear initially, and that was like their only game, and it was kind of a niche series, like in the '90s. Like they pretty much all of them struggled to sell over 500,000. Like almost none of them pretty sold like half. And then all of a sudden, Dragon Ball Fighters comes out, and they pretty much made the dream Dragon Ball game, where it's pretty much Marvel versus Capcom, but with Dragon Ball Z characters. And it's like a 3v3 fighter, and it's amazing. Like it pays as great gameplay, and it also pays homage to Dragon Ball Z, and everyone absolutely fell in love with it. And it sold like 8 or 9 million copies, and it just put ArcSys on the radar for everybody.
Very cool.
So I'm guessing like the success of Dragon Ball Fighters is really what got the eyes of Sony on this game, because apparently Sony approached them to make this, and it will be a PlayStation exclusive. Like I can guarantee you that, because it's being funded by Sony. So this in particular will be a PlayStation exclusive. It will be a PC though, ostensibly with crossplay, because Arc System Works does to put crossplay in all their games.
Good. I'm glad they were able to negotiate that.
And also one last thing, like I said before, it's 4v4 game. Oh yeah, also the visuals, dude. Like it's very interesting how they went like, no, go full anime, because like they don't look like how you'd expect,
Yeah.
Marvel characters to look. Like freaking Iron Man is a fucking.
He's a
Gundam.
Yeah.
The man's a freaking Gundam. We can get a. Yeah, look at that, bro. He's a Gundam.
Yeah, he's got the fucking spikes and everything.
He's a freaking Kamen Rider, Power Ranger, Gundam looking ass motherfucker. And all the visuals are like super anime looking, with like Miss Marvel having like really moe looking eyes.
Yeah, with the doe eyes.
Yeah, moe is what we call it.
Oh, you call moe eyes? Okay.
Moe.
Oh, moe.
It's spelled MOE like Mo, but it's Japanese, so you pronounce it moe.
Oh, okay.
That's like how it's supposed to be like described. And yeah, hold on. Let's see if I can find like how bizarre, I'm not bizarre, like bonkers it looks. Yeah. She looks there. She looks so cute. It's like they made her so cutesy. Like it's funny because she's supposed to be like 16, but she looks like she's fucking 12.
She really is. Yeah. Fucking 12-year-old fighting against demigods.
Yeah, look at this. It's beautiful too. I mean, of course, it's an Arc System Works games. And then oh shit. Oh no, don't mute it. And of course, already hold on. I can yeah, Storm looking they definitely ripped a page out of the Marvel Rivals book, and they definitely put their grown women on the side of thick a little bit.
Nah, bro, they know better.
They know what the people want. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say? Were you gonna say something else?
No. Oh no, I was just gonna say thick.
Okay, and so the 4v4 mechanic. So there's also like another point of discourse within the fighting game community. Like there's been a discussion about like how fighting games haven't really innovated over the years. And the last time there was a big innovation was Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 introduced 3v3 tag fighting. Up until that point, it was just 2v2 tag fighting. And when 3v3 tag fighting came out, people were like, "What the fuck? Like, how am I gonna control this?" Right? Like, I don't have like 6 arms or 20 feet. I can't press all this buttons. But they found out a way to make it work. And with this game, like they're seemingly trying to find a way to make it work, because 4v4 is pretty nutty, to say the least. Like, and you can ostensibly like tag like multiple people in at once. So you can have at any point in time 8 characters on screen, like just doing a bunch of random bullshit with lights flying around everywhere. They show it like at several points. I don't know if you ever saw it. Like at several points, like they do show like, yeah, the game gets bonkers. I mean, this is behind the scenes dev footage of them like actually making the game. But like from what I gather in the blog, apparently they seem to hint that it's gonna be 4 characters but like 1 health bar.
Oh.
And you're gonna have the choice of like, you can control all 4 characters, or you could just play one character and just use the other three as assists purely. But at any point in time, you could switch between characters, like if you want to change it up in the middle of the match.
I see.
So it's not just you controlling 4 people. Like you can just like you're like, oh, this is too hard. I'm just gonna control one person, and then I'll just use the assists when I need to. All right. So any other concluding thoughts? Because like that was like the big one. This is one like everyone lost their mind over.
Yeah. Well, I hope Yuri Lowenthal voices Spider-Man in the English version.
Yeah, because it was in Japanese. Interestingly,
Yeah, it was in Japanese. Yeah,
I mean the game is pretty early on, so like they haven't localized it yet.
Which I'm sure they will.
Oh no, 100% they will.
Yeah.
All right, dude, you seem kind of tired. How about you sign us off before you pass out?
Oh, I'm fine, dude. It's fine. It's just it's just covering a lot of games, especially especially this one, which was like the big one, like you say.
You sign us off?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were gonna switch back first. There you go. Thank you guys very much for watching this episode of Two Bar Connection. We really appreciate you guys watching this episode, or well, half episode anyway. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed our content, and please leave a comment below for any stories that you want us to cover, or if there's any games that you want us to play. We're available mainly on YouTube. That's the best way to watch us, but you can also watch us on audio-only versions of the podcast, which of course include Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Spotify. We're also available on Twitter. No, we will not call it X. And our handle is @2barpodcast. And we really appreciate you guys watching us.
Oh, you fucking nailed it. All right, buddy. All that practice, yeah. you really talk to that mirror, huh? You just every morning.
You think I'm kidding, but I actually do practice. I really do practice.
Oh, great, man. I'm proud of you. Yeah, so once again, thank you guys for listening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Peace.
Bye, everybody.